Up right now, most are in the low 80s. 82 in Camdenton, Rolla, 80 in West Plains, 84 in Harrison. Right now, one of the warmer spots in our area. We're heading out to the pool today. Well, it's going to be a nice afternoon. We'll have a few passing clouds here and there, but stay to a few upper 80s, which is around to even for some a little bit below average for this time of year, with to increase just a bit into the afternoon, but we'll stay partly sunny for the day today. And then here's a look at temperatures for most around 86 to about 88 degrees. Warmest temperatures very likely close to in Harrison, 86, I'd say 87, 88 really in Mountain Home as well. Some 90s up in Lewis. Our average high is now 90 degrees, so we are just a little bit below actually. We're starting clouds begin to develop, and there is a small rain chance today south of I-44. Dry, better chances tomorrow that I'll time out coming up.
Thanks, Danielle.
We'll have a few more clouds into the afternoon with an isolated shower chance mostly south of I-44 into the late afternoon and evening hours. Most will stay dry. There is a low chance for maybe some flooding tomorrow across parts of the area. I'd say still a little bit better, mostly south of I-44, but pretty temperatures right now. We're in the low to mid 80s still, 82 in Lebanon and Monette, 83 in West Plains. In Mountain Home right now. Into the afternoon today, we'll continue to warm up into the upper 80s only for highs today, which for some is actually a little bit below our average high now of 90 degrees. Still in the low 80s with a few passing clouds, most around 86 to 88 degrees today. Shy of 90 for most. I don't want to rule out a spot or two maybe coming close, but I think most below that. Now we are looking at some cloud cover beginning to increase now as we head into the afternoon part, and there's a small chance today for maybe a stray shower or two south of I-44. Chances picking up though as we head into your Wednesday and Thursday. Some showers, some storms, some heavy rain. About the potential for maybe some flooding in spots coming up soon.
Thanks.
Had a really nice afternoon, pretty seasonable. We're actually a little bit below average for several of us. Temperatures around 87, 88 for many at 4 o'clock, and then evening temperatures upper 70s by 9. Your lows tonight falling back into the upper 60s, low 70s, waking up in the morning, so a little bit warmer than the last couple of mornings. And right now we have clouds continuing to increase just a bit, becoming partly sunny this afternoon, and we may see a stray shower or two in a spot today, but almost everyone will stay dry. Here's what's happening. We have this stalled out front to our south with an area of low pressure. We'll be tracking this low in the coming days, but high pressure right now settled on in here across the region, overall keeping our weather pretty quiet. This afternoon though, stray showers south of I-44 possible, nothing severe expected today, and then we'll continue to look at some late evening rain for some south of the interstate before we're drier overnight into tomorrow morning, and your better rain chance tomorrow afternoon, especially south of I-44. Some thunderstorms possible tomorrow. Still not looking at really any severe, but some very heavy rain, and we'll still see a few isolated showers and storms north of I-44, and then drying out overnight with more rain on Thursday. Temperatures gradually beginning to warm up heading into the weekend. We'll be in the mid to upper 70s Wednesday. Mid to upper 80s, I should say, for your Wednesday and Thursday. I can wish it was the 70s. And then we'll continue to climb back into the 90s for the weekend ahead with a drier weekend in store for us as well. And it'll start to feel a little bit hotter. So let's time out your Thursday. We'll start off dry in the morning again, and then heading into the afternoon, a few more widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. This time I do think the better rain coverage will likely be north of Highway 60. Still a few isolated south though. And then continuing into the evening, a few isolated showers and storms before we dry out on Friday. We stay dry heading into Saturday, and a really nice, just kind of hot weekend ahead. So we are looking at the potential for some flooding, and I want to talk more about the moisture that we'll have. Big area of high pressure across the region today, still tracking that low to our south along that stalled out front. Well, this low actually begins to work its way north tomorrow, and as it does, it's really going to help pull in some more Gulf moisture. So rich moisture for your Wednesday and Thursday indicates the yellows, certainly the reds, will lead to the potential for some very heavy rainfall in some spots, and that could lead to some localized flooding. I think this model is going a little crazy for us here in Field, but regardless, many picking up about half of an inch of rain or less, so that's not too much. However, you notice some of these bullseye areas in the purples and the reds, and that indicates the potential for some pretty heavy rain in some spots, and I think that would likely be around an inch to 2 inches of rain. However, some higher amounts, maybe even greater than 2 inches, could be possible. I don't think 5 inches. Certainly something we'll see across much of the area by any means, but some pockets of heavy rain, maybe greater than 2 inches for just a few of you. Throughout the week ahead, our feels like temperatures not too bad. They do creep up a bit into the weekend, back into the upper 90s. Some spots may be feeling close to 100 degrees, but certainly nothing too extreme for us as well. Now, quiet day here across much of the plains and Midwest. We have a stalled out front bringing some rain, some storms and flooding back across parts of the southeast today, with several flash flood warnings across parts of western Texas there as well. They do have a flood watch in place for the day over towards San Antonio, Waco, San Angelo, and we'll continue to watch today deal with some flooding. Now off to our north, big dangerous heat warning highlighted in this pink color you see here. Still back across parts of the Dakotas. I should say, in a heat advisory into South Dakota and back over into the northeast for the afternoon. Regionally though, looking pretty nice and mild. We have plenty of 80s right now. Today, another day in the 100s back across parts of North South Dakota. 90 afternoon, 99 in Salt Lake City today, and only 84 in New Orleans. To go up a little bit more today, but temperatures right now still very tolerable. 91 is what it feels like in Salem, 86 in Brandon as well as Harrison, 93 over towards Poplar Bluff and Jonesboro right now, 85 in Ward. The next couple of days, we'll see moisture increase. It'll feel a little stickier, especially Wednesday, Thursday, with some scattered rain and thunderstorm chances. We're still a little bit below average for this time of year, and then we dry out and start to warm up gradually heading into the weekend, Friday in the upper 80s. You'll notice humidity continues to creep up Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and while we're drier weekend, it will still feel a little stuffy at times. Fortunately though, nothing too significant, so we mentioned this briefly, but your feels like temperatures will begin to go up, and don't get me wrong, it's going to be hot. Saturday, Sunday will feel like the upper 90s, but at least we're not talking about super dangerous conditions. It feels like temperatures well over 105 degrees. Some spots may feel around 100, but see many areas a little bit less than that. Right now we're still looking dry on radar. Don't want to rule out a shower or two into the late afternoon and evening. That better chance is going to be in northern Arkansas today. Degrees into the mid to upper 80s. A few more clouds into the afternoon with an isolated shower chance into the evening hours. Tomorrow though, more scattered rain and thunder for some localized and temperatures really mild right now in the a few upper 80s in some spots, but we're actually a couple degrees below average for this. 87 in West Plains, 88 in Harrison, and 86 in Monette right now. A couple of hours we'll fall back into the upper 70s by around 9 o'clock. A few clouds hanging in overnight tonight, with lows staying in the upper 60s to low 70s. Highs tomorrow should be back in the mid 80s for many, and then times with our best chance for rain this week arriving Wednesday and again on Thursday. Right now, very isolated showers south of I-44. A few pockets of maybe some pass through over towards Marshall and about to head over towards Mountain View. Pretty isolated though. Wright County, Texas County, Douglas, Ozark into parts of Taney County as nothing severe expected. A brief heavy downpour maybe for a spot or two, and then still looking at maybe a shower or two mostly in northern Arkansas before we begin in the morning, and then our better chance for rain tomorrow afternoon that we'll talk about coming up soon. Night falling back into the upper 60s, low 70s tomorrow morning before Afternoon, I think we'll be maybe around to a couple degrees cooler with a few more clouds and a couple more widely scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area. So right now we do have just a little bit some light rain lining up mostly south of I-44 into parts of south central Missouri, north central Arkansas. Nothing severe expected today, and most will be dry. This rain wrapping around this area. Pressure with this front situated off to our south. High pressure dominating across much of the region, but we'll be watching that low closely. So over the next few hours, still a few showers in our southern counties, and then overnight tonight, same story. Could see a few isolated. Then tomorrow morning, we'll wake up mostly dry, partly to mostly cloudy for the day tomorrow, and then we'll continue to see some and storm chances tomorrow afternoon. Still not looking to be severe. I don't want to rule out maybe some gusty winds, but right now no widespread severe storms. We'll look at the better rain coverage likely south of I-44. Still a few may squeak north of the interstate tomorrow, and some heavy downpours could be possible with some really rich moisture in place. Then we'll dry out overnight, and then we'll see more rain on Thursday. We'll temperatures too back in the mid to upper 80s all the way through your Friday. Then this weekend we start to warm up. Our average high is now 90 degrees, so we are still around average for this time of year. It'll just start to feel a little bit hotter. Like I mentioned, we'll begin to dry out. So your Thursday, more widely scattered rain again. This time I think the better rain coverage will likely be mostly north of Highway 60. However, still a few isolated south as well, and then heavy downpours still possible before we dry out into Friday. And we'll stay dry Friday, and then again on Saturday. Pretty nice, just warmer weekend ahead. I do want to mention, though, the potential for flooding. So let's talk about our weather setup. We have this area of high pressure, like I mentioned, here across much of the Midwest. Low pressure to our south. This low begins to work further to the north for the day tomorrow, and it's going to help pull with it some of that rich Gulf. And so the yellows, the reds indicating some nice tropical moisture for us. It's going to feel a little bit more, but also this will fuel some heavy rainfall rates in a few of these showers and thunderstorms Wednesday and Thursday. So while coverage isn't widespread, I would say we'll see many areas who pick up less than half of an inch of rain by Friday early morning. Some spots may pick up around 1 inch to 2 inches. Locally higher totals, greater than 2 inches, certainly still possible as well. So we'll watch the flooding risk. It's not going to be widespread by any means. And then we dry out Friday. This weekend looks to be a little hotter. Indices are not extremely dangerous, but it's going to feel like the upper 90s to around 100, which is pretty typical for us here in